Well, good evening, racing fans. Welcome to Racing Action from Grand River Raceway for this Wednesday evening. It's a soggy Wednesday. Track condition listed as good. Light rain. It's kind of a fall day here in Elora, Ontario. Let's get a look at the changes on this evening's card of racing as we're approximately 20 minutes to post time to our first dash. Race number 1, no changes. No changes, race 1. Race number 2, number 5, I'm Victor. The driver will be Garrett Rooney. Garrett Rooney drives 5, I'm Victor. And race number 3, there are no changes. No changes, race number 3. Race number 4 will go as programmed. Race number 5, no changes. Race number 6, we have a scratch of number 5, D.A. Galloway. Scratches of 8 and 9 also. All-Star Cheez-It and Mountain Dancer. Scratches of 5, 8, and 9. Race 7, number 5, Irish Dally, changing blind bridle to blinkers. Blind to blinkers. And race number 8, our final dash has no changes. Once again, reviewing races 1 and 2 as we start the early double in race number 1. Of course, also start the pick 5. Note there are no changes, race 1. Second race, Garrett Rooney will drive number 5, I'm Victor. 17 minutes to post time. Time to welcome in our handicapping expert and co-host of the show here at Grand River Raceway and our London bureau chief. Is it soggy in London today?
It's been wet, yes, since, through the night and into today. Got my car wash on the weekend from rain, but more of it today. So same kind of deal up here, Gary.
Big car wash. Mohawk had canceled last night. You saw Flamborough
Oof.
last couple races. And
rain in buckets last night.
Yeah, get that free car wash. Got to keep it looking clean. I was looking at your pick 5, and I see that early on you're going light. We'll be talking about that a little bit later. But then you think the 5th race is really hard to pick, so you went really broadened out. So you still spent a pile of money.
Well, you know what? It's the final 2 cards of the meet, right? I want to be hitting on these multi-legs. Interesting betting opportunities Friday night, right? Final card of the race meet. That's going to mean some mandatory payout opportunities on a pick 5, the late pick 4, and the final race high 5.
Oh, I forgot about that. So that's another thing to keep in mind. And of course, we're monitoring the trainer challenge. Who's going to be the top trainer for the year? They're tied up, Robert Kyle Fellows and Kyle Boston. So we'll see if one of them can break out and get a lead here going into Friday. And so it's even, and in baseball it might be even after tonight the way things are going for the Blue Jays. But
we'll not
say that. Yeah, but it could be worse. You could be the Detroit Tigers, who were about 15.5 games in front a couple months ago, and now they're 1 game behind. So,
oh boy, don't tell Bacher.
Hey, listen, we're about 16 minutes to post time. It's a little soggy. Oh, I think I saw a glimpse of you there. You popped up onto the screen. By the way, do you notice we got the graphics back working? It was kind of a little challenging Monday night. Our team did a great job. Josie kept it all together, of course, the video crew. But it's just so much easier to work under with full options.
Indeed. When everything is rolling, TV appreciates it. Myself, yourself, we all appreciate it. We might have been adding in some filler now and then on the Monday evening broadcast, but you know what? That's what lightning strikes can do to a TV department. But good to have things back and rolling this evening as we wind down the 2025 season at Grand River
Yeah,
Raceway.
and you look good. You're fitting right there on the screen. You look good, and there is a reason why they never show me on camera because hey, I'm the,
It.
I'm audio, not video. Look, 15 minutes to post time. We'll talk to you in about 7 minutes to post.
I'm Natasha Day. I train and drive harness racing horses at London, Ontario. These are my main products that I use in my racehorse barn that are all Omega Alpha, the Biotic 8, the Immune Plus, the Anti-Flam, which is great for the horses after they've had a hard day racing. The Biotic 8, I swear by it. Get all the dapples out, gets the old coat out, gets everything pumping and moving and makes the shine really come out.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. You're watching Wednesday evening program, abbreviated program once again this evening. The one and only Pick 5 play, starting things up. $5,000 guaranteed pool. A reminder on Friday evening when we come back for the final card of the 2025 meet. This early Pick 5 will feature the mandatory payout. So a lot of must plays for harness racing on Friday night when we do our final card of the season. 7 minutes to post time on race number 1 of 8, opening up as a favorite. All bets on Gary. That's not going to happen at post time. I think the 6, the Riders, got to be the one to beat. The big inflated price on number 1, Top Dealer, who I've got pegged as a major player in here. Right now, longest shot on the board at 20-1. I was thinking about including him in the opening leg of the Pick 5 play, but I wanted to keep the price down some. So we single up in the opener, number 6. So let's get a look at those ticket ideas. Myself, Gary Guy, Connolly, Ecclestone, doing our best. Put together a winning combination on this early Pick 5 play. Again, $5,000 guaranteed pool, part of the go-to wagering menu this evening. Goes along with the Pick 4s, starting up in races 2 and 5, as well as the non-jackpot high 5 plays, races 5 and 8. So, opening leg, the Rider. If he's as good as he was last time out on the return race, they'll not beat him. He paced his back half in 56-2. He was really flying on the end. Daryl Thiessen, of course, staying on for trainer, co-owner, Melissa Lamoureux. Again, that one's likely going to go away as your favorite. Over to race number 2, we're using 2, Never Assume, as well as the 4, Get in Line. Then we want to go deep. Wide open third race featuring the likes of Convoy 22, Diamond Rider, Lotto Max, Smiles for Miles. Gets back to a rail to work with. Wide open, I've got it pegged in race 3, so I'm going 5 deep there. Fourth race, we're on the 2, All-Star Bruiser. All-Star Bruiser, as well as number 6, Stay Humble. Stay Humble with the big back half in the latest Over the River. Deepest of all, race number 5. I've got it pegged as a very wide open non-jackpot high 5 race. The 5th race, ending with 6 of them, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. Like that for me on the end of the Pick 5 play. $24 even to play along with this 20-cent ticket on display. Gary Guy. Track announcer Gary Guy set to chime in with his best go on the early Pick 5.
In the first race, you go single, and I broadened out to 3. So that's my widest one. Look, the Rider is the one to beat. But Crazen Party Boy, do you not remember this horse August the 13th? That was
yeah. I remember him. I just don't think I don't think he's got the motor anything close to what the 6 has got under the hood.
I think he does. And look, then the next time out, beaten by Lions Frankie J, who's really good. 54 at Flamboro's a good mile. And then last time out, sat the pocket and was beaten a length and 3/4 to the Rider. But sat in the pocket and didn't finish quite as much as I would have liked, but I think his forte is the front. My problem for him is Smooth East Light might blast out, because Crazen Party Boy would be really good on the lead. I think he can beat the 1 and 2 off the gate, but the 3 with Daryl Thiessen just might be the one that gets to the early lead, so we'll see how it goes. But I did want to have the longer shot. I thought Crazen Party Boy, the people wouldn't know this horse well enough to know, and so he's 12-1. I like that. 5-2 is shocking for the Rider. I think it'll get close to even money. And then number 3, Smooth East Light. I took this one, your second choice, because just might be able to get things left alone on the lead a little bit. And maybe if the Rider kind of gets shuffled, because the Rider is one that did not leave well at Flamborough last race. Now, this is the second start off a laugh. I mean, if anything, he could be better than that last race and just crush the field. So taking him on top could be right. In the second race, we both have Never Assume, but I added I'm Victor, and you added Get in Line, and now I get the bonus that I'm Victor has Garrett Rooney added, so that looks even better. Race number 3, well, I only took your top 2, and I flipped it. I have Diamond Rider and Convoy 22. I'm actually going Diamond Rider on top from the outside. Fourth race, you have the 6 and 2. I got the 6 and the 1. Stay Humble, and In the Circle, off of a win here last time out. A little tougher.
2-year-old.
But yeah, I know. I saw that. But still, you know what? I just keep resisting that memo, and but still stay humble. We have that one on top. So that's the
Sure.
4-year-old Semi Filion, and then the fifth race. Man, you're on that Milieu Fromage, and well, the only cheese I like is Cheese Whiz, and I get mocked for that. But I've got Getting Euchred and Charlotte Station, my only two. I took your second and third one. I didn't use Milieu Fromage. We'll see. Maybe Milieu Fromage can whiz to a victory here. Was dominant here, just 2 back. So I do see your logic in that. But I kept it cheaper. My $9.60.
Yeah, your favorite number, right? Most of the meat, $9.60 for the Gary Guy Pick 5 ticket idea on the screen. A friend of the show, Conley Ecclestone, he's got a ticket idea as well. Conley normally likes to use a single throughout his sequence, so let's get a look at Conley Ecclestone's early Pick 5 ticket. Again, we're doing a $5,000 guaranteed pool. Do we have a ticket for Conley?
I saw Conley in the elevator on the way here, so I'm not sure. But you know what? We should get Conley, if he's around next year, and he probably will be, a Grand River Raceway shirt that says "Friend of the Show." There's Conley.
Exactly, right? Because he is. And there's a single. He pops up with a single in leg 4 of this early Pick 5. You know what? Friend of the show, and maybe add single on the back or something, right? Maybe he isn't single. I don't know, but he's always using a single in his multi-leg wagers. So there it is, race number 4. He's on the 6. Stay humble off the big victory in the latest. Play along with Conley. I like this ticket. Going deepest of all, though, in the opener, I'm not sure. $21.60 on the 20-cent wager. That's the way Conley, Gary, and myself all get a look at this early Pick 5. There is still time, folks. Best of luck to all racing and playing along this evening.
You notice he is using Crazen Party Boy. We'll see how that first race goes. And we have, you know what? Look at the paddock. It's just lovely to see all of our graphics working beautifully. That's the paddock hammer provided by the Ontario Equine Education and Employment Program. I got the education, but man, I could use I got the employment, I could use the education, but I said, work with sugar long enough, I'll be educated. Field on post parade for race 1. 1 is top dealer Jason Ryan for John Pentland and Hutt Racing Stable. Number 2, Laser, Lauren House for Cassidy Schneider and Colonel Schneider Jr. Number 3 is Smooth A's Delight, Damian McClellan for Robert Kyle Fellows and Jeff McFadden. Number 4 is Crazen Party Boy, Sammy Filia for Bruce Gilkinson. Five is All Bets on Gary, Mike Horner for Mark Horner. Number 6 is The Writer, Daryl Thiessen for Melissa Lemereau and Jeffrey Boyd. And number 7 is Jimmy's on a Roll, Austin Story for Rachel Andrew. It's a field of 7 for race number 1. We're just a couple of minutes to post time, and well, we've got the Sugar Education Program, and educate me, Sugar, about The Writer, and why do we have this one on top?
Well, he's a very lightly raced 4-year-old son of sports writer. I believe it's just the 7 career starts that he shows, 3 wins, plus a second and 2 thirds. And he was coming in off a layoff in the latest over Grand River Raceway. July 22nd was the last time he was out prior to his latest. Well, he shows up and paces to a new mark of 154-3. I mean, this horse is put together fantastic. Likely an issue or two could be the reason why he's only got 7 career starts at this point, getting into later on in his 4-year-old season.
Yeah, and certainly, I mean, look, that last race at Flamborough, he came flying late, and the rider didn't do much early, but man, he was cooking. Really big back half, and 54 and 3 is a pretty good mile at Flamborough. And if anything, he's just going to be better here off of the that. This will be the second start off the layoff. So, as you mentioned, lightly raced.
Oh, and he's leaving post 6 too, right? And we've had him in London. I mean, you can go down to his May 27th line where he left right behind the car and he was on top just like that. Coasted away to win by 11. So didn't show any gate speed over Flamborough, but more than capable of flashing that this evening, and that is why he is a 1-9 heavy hitter.
You went to Top Dealer on the inside as the choice for second. 4 wins in 11 starts on the year. In fact, has the most wins this season, but this is one that, well, the last start here wasn't great, but then you go back to just 2 back, was third in anometers at 2.
Yeah, he missed getting a check last time at Grand River Raceway, but he does show 53 and 54 speed over the river. There's a few of them in here not showing any 53 speed. So for me, Top Dealer gets a big shot at hitting the exactor here. And right now the players are coming for him. He was once the longest shot on the board when wagering opened up, but that's not going to happen here.
Number 7, Jimmy's on a roll. 7 out of 8 in the top 2. Almost hard to leave off the top 2, but it is the outside post. But, well, off a win here last time out, so you got to think about it.
Here's another one I think is going to get sent in here. Austin Sorey loves to put them in play. He's got some gate speed to work with on the outside looking in. Jimmy's on a roll. Got a confidence-building win last time out, but now will face a bit tougher foes.
And then number 3, Smoothies Delight, is facing a little tougher, but this is one that's been racing well here each of the last 3 starts and off a win in 54 and 3. Maybe Smoothies Delight blasts out and can handle this group.
54 and 3 winner. That was off a really good trip. You know, they did get down to the half at 56, so wasn't getting home all that big for speed. You know, he did clock up a back half 58 and 1, but there are others in here, many others, Gary, that show 56 and 57 on the back half, and that's when coming on the outside, coming from well off the pace. I mean, this 3 had a 2-hole ride, the pocket ride, and was able to capitalize off a slowing pace on the end.
And then we'll get to number 4, Crazy Party Boy, because I do believe this one will wind up somewhere on the top 4. 3 wins in 14 starts in the year, but really has been good for Bruce Gilkinson of late. And look, that start here at Grand River, you remember August the 13th, this is one that blasted to the front. I mean, was on top in a heartbeat, and I told you that was the plan. Bob McClure stuck around for that drive in the final dash. Scored me a pick 5 on that night, too. That was it was like a $7 it was actually a $6 pick 5 that paid on a 20-cent ticket that paid $172.
Tell you what, for a horse that doesn't make my top 4, I might be kicking myself because he looks very sharp when moving on in behind the gate, Gary.
You know who also was very sharp? Sammy Fillion is our leading driver on the season. He's going to cement that easily. And then Robert Kyle Fellows trying to break away from the pack, well, just pack of 1 and take the lead. Smoothies Delight trying to get an advantage here with just 2 days left in the trainer battle. But it's a field of 7, and they're taking up their positions. Field 4, race number 1, into the stretch drive. They're at the start of the off, and Crazy Party Boy, Smoothies Delight. Jimmy's on a roll. Smoothies Delight, though, is going to blast out. Crazy Party Boy, Top Dealer filling the pocket, and then racing on the outside. Jimmy's on a roll, and then it is back to Laser, the writer, and then all bets on Gary, trailing the field. Smoothies delay, and Crazen Party Boy is parked and is pressing on. Crazen Party Boy is driving on the outside, trying to clear Smoothies delay. They're going to duel past that opening quarter, and it is right now Crazen Party Boy is 14-1, and Smoothies Delight is 15-1. Crazen Party Boy is going to take the lead as they race their way on past us and head up towards the half, and racing second, Smoothies Delay, then Top Dealer, then it is Jimmy's on a roll. Laser, the writer, is second from last right now, and all bets on Gary. Crazen Party Boy at 14-1 has got the lead. Smoothies Delight, who's a nice price of 15-1, is second. Top Dealer at 11-1 is third, but here comes the writer. And the writer wants to come on gamely on the outside now as they race on past the half. The writer is moving and is surging towards the leader, Crazen Party Boy. Crazen Party Boy on the outside. The writer is looking to just blow on by. The writer, Crazen Party Boy. Then racing position third is Smoothies Delay. Top Dealer, Jimmy's on a roll. Then it is back to Laser and all bets on Gary. And it is the writer, Crazen Party Boy, and Smoothies Delay. And Top Dealer as they race their way to the top of the stretch. And it is still the writer who's got the lead. The writer is in front by 5 or 6 and is stretching out the advantage. Smoothies Delight is trying to grab second from Crazen Party Boy, but the writer, you can write this one down as a dominant winner. Then for second, the battle is on. Jimmy's on a roll. He's going to step up and pick up a second. Then third might have been Smoothies Delight for Crazen Party Boy. 153 flat on an off track, and well, there was nothing off about the writer. Relaxed early, but then bombed the field after that, Sugar.
Oh, he's the real deal, Gary. I got a good look at him, great look at him in the spring up at the Raceway at Western Fair. I thought he'd show some gate speed, Daryl. He was thinking about it, but there was many throwing their hat into the ring towards the inside. I mean, you had Smoothies Delight leaving, parking out Crazen Party Boy. The one was up there, the 7 from the outside, find a spot up close. But you know what? The writer just sat back and said, you know what? We'll wait until the dust settles and we'll tip wide and drive on. It's exactly what he did.
Yeah, and I mean, that's why we used this one on top. I fanned out in case it didn't go. Used the 4 and 3, but that was kind of what you call unnecessary. And yet there is Jimmy's on a roll. Actually, it's going to be between Jimmy's on a roll and Smoothies Delight for second. Crazen Party Boy did a bunch of work early and dropped out to finish fourth. But, you know, certainly Crazen Party Boy, I believe is one you're going to hear from in the future. But you know what? The writer is the story of the first race.
He is too. I mean, now making his 8th career start, he's won half of them, and he's never been better. I mean, you mentioned the soggy conditions, and he stops the clock in 53 flat. I mean, this horse was obviously meant to be a very, very good animal, and I look forward to seeing him go each and every time. I'm glad to see him back to the races, and now he's 2 for 2 through the month of September. Love this horse.
And a strong 4-year-old in against some 3-year-olds. Laser's
Yeah.
a 4-year-old as well, but just a little more filled out and just ready to rock. Sports Writer, dominant. 1-9. We kick off the Big Five with a 1-9 winner. It's a 6-7-3-4. And back in front of us is number 6, the Writer, 4-year-old Sports Writer, Bay Gelding. Melissa Lamoureux, the trainer. Daryl Thiessen, the winning driver. Jeffrey Boyd owns, along with Melissa Lamoureux. It's the 3rd win for the Writer this year and 4th lifetime. The Writer, 153 flat, written down as a new career mark. First race, payout 6, the Writer, 220, 210, 210. 7 Jimmy's on a roll, 540 and 410 and 3. Smoothies Delight, 360. $2 exactor, 670. Correction, $2 exactor, 1580. Dollar try, 33.50. Dollar super, 68.60. 20-cent super, 13.72.
Here we are. We're back, and we're set to dive into the early pick four here at Grand River Raceway. We don't have a whole lot of time, but let's bring up those ticket ideas right now. Myself, Gary Guy, Conley Ecclestone, doing our best to map out winning early pick four. $2,500 guaranteed pool. Let's go. Opening leg. I'm on 2, Never Assume, plus the 4, Get in Line. So we got a favorite. We got a big long shot thus far. We're going to go 5 deep. Race number 3, wide open pacing event. Over to race 4, we're using 2, All-Star Bruiser, outside the 6, Stay Humble. Deepest of all still, race number 5, and a wide open, early non-jackpot high five, race number 5, wide open. Still in for $24 even on this 20-cent ticket idea for the early pick 4, Gary Guy, mapping out his best go on the early pick 4 as well. Let's bring up Gary's ticket. 2 deep throughout. Never Assume. I'm Victor here, the 2 and 5. Race number 3, he's on the outside 2, Convoy 22. Diamond Rider, number 7 is his top pick in there. 4th race for Gary, he's on 6, Stay Humble, his top selection, as well as 1, In the Circle. And on the end of it, number 4, Getting Euchred, or 9, Charlotte Station, where I've gone 6 deep. Gary, using just 2 of them, he's in to go for $3.20. On his 20-cent pick 4 play. One more ticket idea for Conley Ecclestone. Here we go. 3 deep for Conley here with Never Assume. Get in line. I'm Victor. 3rd race for Conley. Lotomax. Convoy 22. Diamond Rider. And he singles up number 6. Stay Humble in the 4th. And on the end of it, 3 deep in there with Getting Euchred. Meyer Fromage. Charlotte Station. 4, 8, and 9. Noting the trailing spot is post 9. At Grand River Raceway. $5.40 to play along with Conley. Next voice you'll hear, track announcer Gary Guy.
Field on post parade for the second. 1 is 310 to Yuma. Damien McClellan for Mitchell Tierney. Number 2 is Never Assume. Daryl Thiessen for Rod Boyd and Jefferson Davis. And number 3 is All-Star Commander. It's Paul McKenzie for Gary McDonald. Number 4, Get in Line. Jason Ryan for Sally Peacock and Ken Peacock. Number 5, I'm Victor. Garrett Rudy for Corey Fuller and Kyle Stratch.
Sorry, 6 hasn't come out yet. Oh, here he comes. He's coming out of the paddock.
And just joining us from the paddock is number 6, Diesel Dally, Lauren House for Ted Knight and William Pendleton. Field of 6, race number 2. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, we had a pretty chalky first race. The rider lived up to the heavy building, and now Never Assume is 2 to 5 on the board, now 1 to 2. And this is one that comes in from Mohawk. Wasn't good at Mohawk, but certainly liked his last tour here, August the 20th.
Yeah, he's slightly better suited to a smaller track. You know, he's not very big in size. This 3-year-old son of Dance and Lou does have a pair of victories, both of them, over the 5/8 track here at Grand River Raceway, both of them from off the pace. You go back to his first career start. He was good to go right at first asking. A big winner at 10-1. He did show some early gate speed, then a little bumpy the next time out. Well, it was late August when he get the victory, and that moved him on to Woodbine Mohawk Park, where, as mentioned, I think a smaller track is going to suit this horse better. 2-5. I could see him being the favorite, but not at 2-5. He is way over bet right now, Gary.
Yeah, and in that last race, he did get interfered with and came home in 27. So even though he only got fourth, beaten 6.5, Never Assume is the one the fans assume is the one to beat here, 2-5. But number 4, Get in Line. Well, the last race, Broken Equipment. Maybe we pitch that line and look at the one before it. And, well, winner Gagnon for Get in Line here in 56.
Get in Line. I like the chances here. I mean, you can just absolutely throw out his latest. The start before that is more than what he's capable of. A big winner from Off the Pace. Jason Ryan reuniting here. He got along well for Thiessen for the third and the win, the only on the board finishes. So, you know what? Again, just toss his latest, and hopefully Jason can find his way here with Get in Line. Got him pegged as a top 2 player in this.
I only got to All-Star Commander on the bottom of my ticket, but you used this one up ahead of one that I think you might bump up now with the driver change. All-Star Commander is one that at least hit the super in each of the last 3, in fact 4 of the last 5.
Sure thing. I mean, All-Star Commander, he does show 56 speed way down the program page. I watched him up at Clinton too, and he's got some gate speed. All-Star Commander, back to a bigger track, 5/8, a little bigger than the half mile up at Clinton, where he got around well, but yet to hit victory lane. I mean, these 35 starts, last couple of seasons, yet to get that victory. But anytime you see an off track, there's always the possibility for a big upset, and I don't know. I wouldn't be looking too far beyond this fella. I've got him pegged as a top 3 player, 25-1. Bomber right here.
One that's taking a fair amount of money, and for good reason, is 5, I'm Victor. Corey Fuller has been has been training this one, and this one had to qualify because it made breaks at Flamborough and at Georgian Downs. But Garrett Rooney now gets put down to drive, and we'll see.
I missed that memo.
Yeah, and we'll see what I'm Victor's got going here.
Oh, boy.
It could be interesting, 2-1.
Could be. I mean, you got to love his chances now, I would say, right? With that driver change. I wasn't sure where the Chris Bell. I don't know if he was going to be making his first career start as a driver, but now that I know Garrett Rooney's up on this 5, well, you got to play this one in that opening leg of the pick 4.
Yeah, and also went to Hanover August the 2nd and won there by 5 lengths in 2 minutes and 3. So, and you do see that those qualifiers were good, 55-3 at Mohawk last time out. So imagine Garrett Rooney will have a live horse. Now, of course, off of back-to-back breaks, so he'll have to mind the manners with this one.
Go on out, mind the manners, get the picture taken. Possibly 5-2. Second choice again. I missed the memo.
Well, I've missed many a memo. Your memo's about the 2-year-olds against the 3-year-olds, and I've been paying for it. It's 3-10 to Yuma. Never Assume on the inside. All-Star Commander, Get in Line. And to the outside, I'm Victor and Diesel Dally. Field of 6, race number 2. It's a field of 6 for the second dash. They're at the start and they're off, and All-Star Commander, Diesel Dally, Never Assume on the inside. 3-10 to Yuma. Get in Line, and I'm Victor is handled carefully and is back trailing the field in the early going. Never Assume has assumed the early lead. All-Star Commander is racing second. Diesel Dally is trucking along in third and is currently about 5 off the lead. Then 3-10 to Yuma. Get in Line, and I'm Victor, and Garrett Rooney is back trailing. Never Assume Assume. 3-5 on the board. Leads on past that opening quarter. And they race their way past the quarter in 28. And it is Never Assume. All-Star Commander. Diesel Dally is racing position to third. The field is spread out. 310 to Yuma. Get in line. And I'm Victor is back trailing the field. They work their way on up towards the half, and now pulling from the backfield, stepping out. A race stepping out from fifth is going to be Get in Line, followed by I'm Victor, but it is still Never Assume. Freewheeling right now, Never Assume, 3-5, but moving up a little closer now is All-Star Commander, Diesel Dally, and then it is Get in Line, and out wide now driving on the outside is I'm Victor, and then it is back to Get in Line, and 310 to Yuma. It is Never Assume, and All-Star Commander. Now driving on the outside is I'm Victor as they race their way on toward three quarters, and I'm Victor is coming on gamely. Now is taking over second. It is bearing down on Never Assume, and it is Never Assume on the inside. On the outside, I'm Victor. Now they're going to have a throwdown as they race by three quarters in 1:26 1 off of 56 4 halftime. Never Assume on the inside. I'm Victor on the outside, taking dead aim on down the stretch drive they come, and I'm Victor and Never Assume. I'm Victor, Never Assume is game on the inside. Never Assume turns back. I'm Victor. All-Star Commander, Get in Line, 154 3. Never Assume. Well, at 2-5 on the board, you might have assumed that Never Assume was tons the best, but had to work in the stretch there, Sugar.
Oh, he had to work all right. I mean, I'm Victor was making a nice return to the races there off a couple of winning qualifiers, and he had me very nervous on the backstretch because we did not use him in either the pick 5 or the pick 4. Well, Never Assume the favorite did not back down. That's another big mile tonight over the river. Soggy conditions. You mentioned 154 3. Huge trip.
Yeah, and look, this track can take water like nobody's business. We saw that last year. We'd have monsoon and it'd be off 1 second in the next race. And but look, 2, 5, 3, 4, the top four. I'm Victor. Garrett did a nice job of being cautious with this one early because of coming in off of 2 breaks. But then when it was time to go, he looked pretty darn fine. So you're going to hear about I'm Victor, I think, into the future now.
Yeah, all he's got to do is mind his manners at the racetrack. I mean, he was way, way back and likely paced a huge final half with no cover, and he just kept on coming. He's definitely one to be looking for in the weeks ahead, right?
Well, that's why I used the 5 on the pick 5. Of course, I didn't get rewarded for it, but nonetheless, we thought Never Assume. We assumed that the 2 was the best, and had to do a little grinding. We didn't like the low price, but Daryl Thiessen gets both halves of the early double. Did come up a bit to 3-5, and look at the money I'm Victor took.
He got pounded late. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't go away at like 1-5, 2-5 with that driver change. Maybe a few were like me, didn't actually tune in and catch that driver change until it was maybe too late. But I'm sure many included that one in their tickets. The tries, exactors, superfectas, and All-Star Commander might help it out a bit. 25-1, finishing third. And
Get in Line is fourth to round out the ticket, but back in front of us, number 2. Never Assume. 3-year-old Danson Lube gelding. Rod Boyd and Jefferson Davis owned. Rod Boyd and the trainer. And it's the driving double for Double Barrel Darrell. Never Assume victorious in 154 3. Second race payouts 2 Never Assume. 330, 210, 210. 5 I'm Victor, 230, 210. 3 All-Star Commander, 280. $2 exactor, $570. $1 try, $980. $1 super, $1870. 20-cent super, $374. second race order finish from the top is a 6-1-3-4-2-5. That's 6-1-3-4-2-5 on the bottom.
Winbank Farm graduates have earned close to $465 million and have won nearly 50,000 times, selling yearlings eligible to Delaware, Indiana, Kentucky, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Ontario, and Pennsylvania, producing yearlings from outstanding sires including American Ideal, Better's Delight, Cattle Wash, Courtly Choice, Father Patrick, and the Great McWicked. For more information, winbackfarm.com.
Field on post parade for the third. One is Smiles for Miles. Garrett Rooney for Chantel Mitchell and William McCain, David Serwatic.
Going to the 4. 4 is up.
Number 4 is Southwind Circuit Austin Story for Kyle Bossens and Hanson Wong. 5 is Trinidad Jason Ryan for Richard LaRue. There is 6 Convoy 22 Damian McClellan for Kyle Bossens and going for Brooke Stable. Number 7, Diamond Rider, semi-failure for Pam Forky and Triple S Equine.
Going to the 3.
3 is Lotto Max, Anthony Hunt for Dale Fritz and Edward Aitchison. And we're still awaiting 2 Larjon Levi to join us. Lauren House for Patrick Bissett and Larry Lane.
And going to this 2. 2 is up.
And there is the 2, Larshon Levi. It's a field of 7 for race number 3. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, Sugar, Convoy 22 is a logical one in here. But, there are some other horses. The outside 4 all, I think, warrant some regard. And then Smiles for Miles as well, because they've been racing well. So this is an interesting dash. Earlier this season and maybe even up until last start, people would have plowed into Convoy 22, but he's had a couple races where he didn't get the job done out of the last 3. So Convoy 22, still a 10-time winner this year, has some work to do, but look at 5-1.
Well, that's a pretty juicy price right now on a horse that has won 10 races from 22 outings this season. Many of those wins right here at the River. It's just, well, I can see why the price is that. I mean, there are many chances in here. I mean, Rail Starter, Smiles for Miles definitely needed a better showing in the latest, and he was. He stayed on pretty good to trip the timer in 53-4 his own mile there. You've got the likes of Lotto Max, who was a big deuce at 40-1 in the latest. Others to think about, Diamond Rider, right now a current favorite. So, like I said, I saw this as wide open. I think I'm 5 deep for this leg. I want to be 5 deep for this leg in the multi-leg wagers. Should be a good horse race, Gary.
You got away with being light early, and so now it's time to fan out. And I think that makes sense, because where in the past we would have just gone singled up on Convoy 22 and turned the page, I'll tell you, Diamond Rider, a winner at Mohawk in 51-4, just 2 back, and then came right back and was second in 52 last time out. This is one we've seen here race pretty well. And overall, dollars per start this year, and look at, even if you look on the program, it lists the dollars last 10 starts. They both made 34,000 and change. They're pretty comparable. Diamond Rider starts to the outside of Convoy 22, though.
Yeah, I mean, the only time that he's finished off the board in recent starts, well, he was parked through some pretty quick early fractions down to a half 55-2 with no cover. And he still managed to pick up a check in that one. This is a really nice animal. Just not sure what kind of trip he's going to be able to work out from post 7. There is plenty of speed to his left.
Yeah, 53-2 mile, parked every step. I go back to July the 2nd, though, was 7th at the quarter and came flying to win by 2.5 lengths in 52. So we know that he could race from off the pace if need be. Number 1, Smiles for Miles. This is one that's probably blasting again from the inside, and did dominate the non-winners at 2. Non-winners at 3 last race, blasted to the front from post 8. Now gets at least on the inside. We'll see if that can be a little easier for Smiles for Miles.
Picks up G Money too, right? 5-1 value player when, if you toss out his latest start, heavy favorite around this level. The 2 starts prior to that. So, you know what? I give this horse a big shot with a new set of hands behind him for this one. Sammy, of course, driving the 7. Sammy's been on board this one, Smiles for Miles, dating back to the qualifier in July.
And he also drove Diamond Rider before heading down to Mohawk. So he might have a pretty good measuring stick on these 2 horses. And well, one more we need to get to is number 3, Lotto Max, because Lotto Max is just keeps coming up with really strong efforts. Was second to a bomber. Ethereum Party was legitimately great that night, and Lotto Max was second.
Yeah, I'm not sure what warranted this horse being 40-1 in his latest. I mean, check out the chart lines. Right down to mid-July, he's got nothing but first, second, third place finishes. He's got the 1/4 prior to his latest. But, the big deuce at 40-1. I got all kinds of time for Lotto Max in this one.
And then we might be better touch on 5 Trinidad, because you threw this one onto your ticket. A $3,000 yearling purchase that's already at least paid his way.
Has to, and he does show an eye when turning for home last week. So maybe some interference slowed him up a bit, but he still was able to pass horses and gain some ground on the winners. Trinidad making the third start back off an extended layoff. He's my beware horse here, Gary.
Well, they're moving in behind the gate. Diamond Rider is now the 8-5 favorite. I went to Diamond Rider. Convoy 22 is your top one. We both have those as the
Let's
top
get a price.
two. But yeah, well, there's some. Definitely, this is a race that could happen. And also on an off track, you often have things come up not according quite to form. So we do have a bit of an off track tonight, although it's not that much off based on the speed of the first two races. They're into the backstretch. It's a field of 7 for the third. Under a moderate rain here this evening at Grand River Raceway, field of 7, third dash. Pacing horses and geldings are at the start of the rough, and on the outside, Convoy 22. Then Lotto Max is going to press out as well, and Trinidad is between those two. Smiles for Miles is racing fourth. Then L'Argent Levi, Southwind Circuit, and Diamond Rider relaxed away trailing the field as Convoy 22 is going to surge up and take the lead. Lotto Max and Trinidad. Then it is Smiles for Miles and L'Argent Levi. Then Southwind Circuit and Diamond Rider. They race the way up toward the half. Convoy 22 is able to grab the lead. And we have a convoy coming on up past us and being led by Convoy 22. Racing position second. That is Lotto Max, and Trinidad is third. Then Smiles for Miles and Southwind Circuit now moved out. And also popping out goes Smiles for Miles to come first over. Southwind Circuit follows Smiles for Miles on the inside. Second last is L'Argent Levi. And Diamond Rider is part of the outer flow and is moving as they head up towards the half on opening quarter at 26 and 1 and a half of 54 and 4. They're motoring, and it is Convoy 22. Smiles for Miles on the outside. Lotto Max is on the inside, racing position third. Southwind Circuit, Trinidad, Diamond Rider second last, but now is taking a little peek to go three wide. And is going to move out wide, and then it is back to L'Argent Levi, and they race their way on by three quarters, 123 and 1. Convoy 22 from the backfield. Diamond Rider now is out four deep and is flying. It is Convoy 22, Diamond Rider, Lotto Max on the inside, and then Smiles for Miles and Southwind Circuit, but it is still Convoy 22. Here comes Diamond Rider, Convoy 22 and Diamond Rider. Diamond Rider is charging. Diamond Rider and Convoy 22. Diamond Rider gets there in front of a Convoy 22. Trinidad on the inside, 152 and 2. And, Sugar Diamond Rider had a lot of work to do, but you know what? He was up to the work.
We haven't seen that move from many all summer long at Grand River Raceway. I mean, that's a big four wide swoop, worst to first. Off track, mind you. Winning in 152 and 2. Diamond Rider certainly came to play. I mean, the hot, ambitious early fractions put up by Convoy 22, 26-1, 54-4. Well, he would not hold off the onslaught of a charging Diamond Rider, and Sammy up in time.
Yeah, and Convoy 22 had some ones to the inside. Lotto Max driving out early. So Convoy 22 had to work. That half of 54 and 4 off the 26 and 1 opens the door, especially on a track that's off. But, as I said before the start of the race, it can't be off that much.
Can't be off that much. If anything, it might have made it a little quicker, I mean, we've seen some incredible miles thus far on the night. And 52 and 2, it's right in the wheelhouse of a Diamond Rider on a fast track, right?
Yeah.
So I go 5 deep in there, and I wind up with a 2-1 shot winning. Well,
and I finally get one right going on top with Diamond Rider, and
there you go.
I just was so impressed with Diamond Rider, and I wasn't afraid of the post position. I needed a little assistance though from the pace, so in Convoy 22, nothing wrong with his effort. I mean, he was really outstanding.
Not at all. I mean, the front two there, and the exactor probably comes back okay with those two.
It's a 7-6-5-3. Back in front of us there is 7 Diamond Rider, 4-year-old Dally Bay gelding by Triple S Equine. Trained by Pam Forgy. Sammy Filia is the winning driver. 8th win on the season for Diamond Rider. Diamond Rider victorious in 152 and 2. The third race payout, 7 Diamond Riders, 670, 510, 320. 6 Convoy, 22, 390, 310. 5 Trinidad, 340. $2 Exactor, 24.70. Dollar Try, 42.90. Dollar Super, 157.30. 20-cent Super, 31.46. Third race, order of finish from the top is a 6745321. That is 6745321 on the bottom. On post parade for the fourth one is In the Circle, Damien McClellan for Robert Kyle Fellows. And the owner is Robert Don Fellows. Number 2 is All-Star Bruiser, Paul McKenzie for Matt Dupuis, Mike Saftik, and DLP Racing. Number 3, Dancing on the Drive, Austin Sorey for Rachel Andrew and Kevin Jardine. Number 4 is Wickety Split, Jason Ryan for Gary McDonald and Nickway Farms. 5 is Cincinnatus, Daryl Thiessen for Derek Anderson and Gordon Mason. And we're waiting number 6, Stay Humble. There's Stay Humble, Sammy Fillier for Austin McEnany and David Ducharme and Zachary Zanuzzi. Field of 6, race number 4. Let's get a look at this field. And Sugar, have you ever seen a track that can take as much rain as this one and not slow up? It's just amazing. You know who should take a bow? Doug McCaig, our track manager. I mean, this track can take on water and just keep on rolling.
Exactly. I mean, look at the first 3 tonight. I mean, the light best right off the hop, 153 flat. Then it was quick speed in race 2, and then we just witnessed a worst of first, 4 wide push. Diamond Rider, 52 and 2. Incredible trip.
Yeah, just outstanding. And look, Stay Humble, 1 to 9 on the board. He went a great mile last time out in 56 and bombed them, and no reason for us to go away from Stay Humble.
Not at all. I mean, that's a huge back half for a horse just kind of finding himself. Now north of the border, it looked to be a mid-season purchase for the Ontario Connections, co-owned and trained by Austin McEnany. Did a fine job to get him to the winner's circle in the latest. Home in 27 and 3, where we're on a track where we don't see many come home in 27 and change.
Yeah, well, definitely. But, you know, if there's at least you're going to look for an exactor ticket, because with 1 to 9, you got to maybe get into the exotics. And number 2, All-Star Bruiser. You're schooling me on not taking the 2-year-old over the 3-year-old. And, man, it's getting a late in the 2-year-old campaign, and I went in the circle, but All-Star Bruiser is a 3-year-old and does have a couple of wins on the year and a win here in 56 and 1.
Well, you know what? Third start back off brief layoff angle. I mean, the start last time out looks like he battled first up for a long ways, still managed to pace a trip in 55 and 4 and pick up a check. Paul McKenzie on board, stays on to drive for Matt Dupuis. Top 2 threat for me all day here.
It should be also noted that was a non-winner's at 2 at Flamborough, whereas the one I mentioned is coming out of a maiden class, 55 and 4 at Flamborough, 55 and 1 to start before it, as opposed to some slower speeds racing here. And this track obviously yields much quicker times than Flamborough Downs. So there's some definite logic to that. Wickety Split is one that hasn't raced since the 11th of June, but also one that's got a couple of wins in 9 starts in the season, a win in 56 and 2 at Flamborough.
Indeed. And then the winning qualifier right after missing some time. And now starting for trainer Gary MacDonald. A couple of Maritimers teaming up with Newfoundland ownership, Nickway Farms. You got Gary MacDonald training. Jason Ryan from down east is in the driver's seat. So maybe expect to see a little bit more from this one tonight. I'm not sure he can make it into the top 3, but I'd love to see it right now because he's 25 to 1.
We're going to get to number 1 in the circle, the 2-year-old in here, the only 2-year-old, and in the circle, certainly the last couple races pretty outstanding. Mile of 56 to finish second, September the 10th, but inside post and sent up by Robert Kyle Fellows, who's battling to win the training title.
Yeah, I'd put him in for a top 3 or 4 finish here. I don't think he can take the 2 or 6. I mean, the 2 or 6 can both likely get over the river right now in 54. I just don't see it for this 2-year-old. Off-track conditions, of course.
And then the
if
one
you can call it that, soggy conditions.
It's just hard to call it an off-track, but Dancing on the Drive is one I threw on the bottom just because that good start, 2 starts back. Last race tired, but 28-1 final quarter, not that tired. It's just the race kind of got away, and there came a big 27-3 final quarter. Did the race? That's outstanding. But he came up in 28-1, and well, we're going to find out if Stay Humble has no need for being humble. 1-9 on the board. It's in the circle, an All-Star Bruiser on the inside. In the center, dancing on the drive and Wickety Split to the outside, Cincinnatus and Stay Humble. It's a field of 6 for race number 4. Field for the 4th race is at the start of the rough. Cincinnatus and Stay Humble, the first 2 to leave out. Stay Humble on the outside. Cincinnatus now is going to take back a little bit, and Dancing on the Drive is now second. All-Star Bruiser third. Cincinnatus to the pylons fourth in front of it in the circle, and Wickety Split. But Stay Humble, no reason to be humble right now. Leads by up with 3. All-Star Bruiser is racing position to second. Dancing on the Drive, Cincinnatus, and in the circle, Wickety Split is back trailing the field. To Stay Humble past that opening quarter, 27-2, as they work their way on up towards us, and then racing position to second is All-Star Bruiser in front of Dancing on the Drive and Cincinnatus, and then in the circle, and Wickety Split is trailing the field. They work their way on up towards the half, and Stay Humble off a 27-2 opening quarter. Half was 56. Stay Humble leads it. All-Star Bruiser is second. Dancing on the Drive is racing third. Then Cincinnatus in the circle, and Wickety Split is trailing the field. Stay Humble is staying on the lead. Advantage is a couple of lengths right now. And then racing third is Dancing on the Drive, and Cincinnatus is racing to the outside fourth, but is about 6 or 7 off the lead. Then in the circle, and Wickety Split, but Stay Humble takes them on by 3/4. 124-3. Stay Humble, All-Star Bruiser trying to stay close and mount a late rally. All-Star Bruiser on the outside is challenging Stay Humble as the field turns for home. Stay Humble on the inside. All-Star Bruiser on the outside looking to pull the upset and is getting threateningly close. Stay Humble and All-Star Bruiser. Stay Humble, All-Star Bruiser as they come to the finish. All-Star Bruiser gets the better of Stay Humble. Dancing on the Drive in Cincinnatus. Mile of 154-4. All-Star Bruiser. Well, the heavy favorite goes down, and we had the first 3 dashes went to some pretty strong ones, but this one should definitely affect that pick 5 pretty handsomely.
I would think we got him. We got him in play.
Yep, your second
On
choice.
to like 6 deep in the final leg, so we're set up pretty good for this early pick 5. But Paul McKenzie made sure he was going to secure a 2-hole ride in there. Left enough, just enough to get ahead or inside of the 3 and 5 who were kind of leaving on out of there. McKenzie might have looked over to Story and said, "You better take back behind me because I'm pretty good in here," and he was.
Yeah, and
nice winner in 54-4, and this is a big out. I think with this 6 getting beat, many would have singled this one up, I'm thinking, in the multi-legs.
Yeah, and and Darrell left with Cincinnatus, made a quick about face when he looked over and said, "Uh-oh, Paul's got me beat on the inside. I better find a seat."
Right.
And that was what it took. And this was a case where they got to 3/4, 124-3. They only came home in 30-1. Maybe the track did yield a little bit there. I mean, still it's a pretty darn good mile, but that did possibly help Paul a bit.
Yeah, I got on him pretty good here, especially leading up to post time. I was thinking, okay, Paul McKenzie normally drives for trainer Gary McDonald. First time Gary McDonald with the 4-horse, Jason Ryan was listed. So Paul McKenzie wanted this drive on the 2. And he was aboard last time out where he went a big one. First up a long way, still managed 5th. And tonight, just a perfect trip for a victory, and he's going to go home with a new speed badge.
Yeah, the key is that last one at Flamboro's a non-winners of 2, and Stay Humble was racing here in a maiden. Crushed a maiden, but still, All-Star Bruiser showed you that the class mattered, and you got 5-1. It's a 2, 6, 3,
Nice.
5, and you're alive in the Big 5. We'll see the prices coming up shortly. But there's Paul McKenzie, All-Star Bruiser, 3-year-old Believe in Bruiser Bay Gelding, owned by Mike Saftig and DLP Racing. Matt Dupuis is the trainer, and it is the third win for All-Star Bruiser this year in lifetime. Mile of 154-4. Fourth race payouts to All-Star Bruiser, 1283, 3270. 6 Stay Humble, 210, 210. 3 Dancing on the Drive, 390. $2 Exactor, 2640. Dollar Try, 114.70. Dollar Super, 211, 11.25. 20-cent Super is 42.25. Fourth race order finish from the top. 6-1, 3-5, 4-2. That's 6-1, 3-5, 4-2 on the bottom.
Here we go, folks, into the back half of this Wednesday evening program at Grant River Raceway. Another one of those go-to wagers starting up right here. It's the late pick 4 kicking off in what I've been calling a wide open event all night. We need 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, or 9 to score here to cash in on the pick 5 play. There's some okay payouts. The favorite to complete the pick 5, it's actually number 9, Charlotte Station, for the trailing spot. $49 returning on a 20-cent play. I've got no 2. Stay pumped on the end of the pick 5 play. This one opens up as an even money favorite. I just don't think there's the gate speed needed to go with these. Stay pumped, though. We'll leave it up to her to prove me wrong. Let's get a look at some late pick 4 ticket ideas then. Myself, Gary, Conley, I'm staying 6 deep to start up this pick 5 play. I'm using the ones that I'll need to end the pick 5. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. We're 4 deep in race number 6, using the likes of Drink Up Muchacho, Largent Lonely. The 6 horse is Cattle Crush, and the 8, no, it's the 7. Liquor talking. 7th race, the 1, Salisbrook Gunner. We love the chances. So too with the 7. Ethereum Party's been doing it well. 8th and final, we're on the 1, Red Dirt Hot Shot, as well as 5, JS Bet This Lady. I'm in to go for $19.20 on this late pick 4. Gary Guy has got a ticket mapped out as well. Let's get a look at Gary's late pick 4 ticket idea. $3.20. All it will cost to play along with Gary on the late pick 4. He's on Getting Euchred and Charlotte Station here. His top selection in race 6, Largent Loney. His plan B in there is number 2, Night Wash. So 3 and 2 for Gary in race 6. Singles up 7, Ethereum Party. Been doing some really good things in recent starts. And then on the end of it, Gary going deepest of all there. 5 is his best choice, being the JS Bet This Lady, picked on top, also including the 1, 4, and 7. So 40 for Gary on the end. And again, just $3.20 to play along with the pick 4. Conley Ecclestone, one more ticket for Conley. Let's bring it up. Does have a single included. He's 3 deep in the opening leg, 2 deep races 6 and 7. And if you can make it to race 8, it's all going to hinge on number 5, JS Bet This Lady, Rafi Barassa, combining with driver Austin Sorey. Just $2.40 to play along with Conley on his late pick 4. Good luck.
Field on post parade for the 5th one. Mending Fences, Anthony Hott for Meg Crone. Number 2 is Stay Pumped, Austin Sorey for Dean Nixon and Michael Gillis. Number 3 is Beyond the Hunt, Jason Ryan for Jody Cullen and Paul Sanders. Number 4 is Getting Euchred, Garrett Rooney for Brent Ballore and Ron Thompson. Number 5 is Big Nipper, Mike Horner drives and trains for Doug Wilson. Number 6, Odds on Selenium, Nick Stewart for Ryan Stewart and Triple S Equine. Number 7, Lola's Sunshine, Lauren House for Scott McNiven and Bradley McNiven and Thomas Broadhurst and Bradley Douglas. Number 8 is Amelia Fromage. Daryl Thiessen for Harry Martin. And number 9, Charlotte Station. Sammy Filioff for Luke Blaine. Determination. Field of 9, race 5. A great field for the Super High 5. And last leg of the pick 5. Of course, the start of the late pick 4. And Milieu Fromage at 8-1 would be a nice one for you to get down in here. But my problem is what the plan of attack is from post position 8. Bombed this class just 2 races ago, won by 5 and 53 and 4 from post 4, but went to the front.
Well, here's the thing. I got looking at this race, and I saw post 8, and I thought, I think she can get there. I think she can make front. I don't think there's a driver all summer long at Grand River Raceway, Gary, other than Daryl Thiessen, who has sent them from that outside post. If it's post 7 on the outside or post 8 on the outside, I think it's been Daryl Thiessen sending most of all.
Well, and I think that's the plan of attack here. We'll see. There's one from your second choice. For Getting Euchred is my top pick, and you get Garrett Rooney for Brent Ballore. And this is one that been racing at Clinton, but those are some decent miles. 56 and 4 at Clinton, last him out to finish second to Prestige Sealster.
Form is pretty good, and she does do well when racing up close. Garrett Rooney, I believe, has been on there quite a few times in the past. She had a pretty good win streak going last season over London. I think it might have been Garrett that was on her a bit there too. So knows her well. If he hasn't been on her lots, he knows her well because he's been racing against her then in London quite a bit. So Getting Euchred, pretty much leaving behind the car here. I would expect her to race up close. The tote board, Gary, is exactly what I expected here. I mean, there is no clear-cut favorite. There is no, well, I'll go back on that one. There is one clear-cut long shot, Mending Fences, in a tough spot here for trainer Meg Crone and needs a clean line, likely following that break in the latest.
Yeah, and yet Mending Fences also is one that raced against some very tough company last time out. And, like this is one, if she's on her game, she could be very competitive in here. Look at last year, was good. But look, number 9, Charlotte Station, 5-2 favorite. Nice closing effort at Flamborough last race in 55 and 1, and you see a 52 and 3 mile at Mohawk to going back 3 back.
She's surprisingly a clear-cut favorite to end the early pick 5. $49 coming back on a 20-cent wager. I did not see that coming. Others that took the action, well, the 3 and 4, both in the $60 range. But Charlotte Station, pretty good check getter in recent starts. Steps into the river. Luke Blay training. Sammy Fillion on board. And I think she's got her work cut out for her from that trailing spot. Not an easy spot to win from here at the river.
Number 3, Beyond the Hunt. Jody Collins had this one for 3 starts. The last 2 were really good. Solid here last time out. Now moves up a level, but man, blasted out could be a big factor.
Indeed. I don't see a whole lot of early speed from the 1 and 2 in this race, so I see the 3. Beyond the Hunt, be out early looking for the lead. It's going to be interesting to see how that straightaway happens on the backstretch when the car releases them. There's lots of speed balls towards the outside. It's going to be an exciting opening quarter mile, I believe.
And there's 5 big nipper, 4th and 3rd in this class the last couple starts.
If it sets up for a closer, Gary, that's the one.
Yeah, and we'll see how it unfolds. And Charlotte Station, slight favorite at 5-2. And now the tote board's even more balanced, and even the long shots have come down.
Crazy good.
I think, let's go.
Let's go.
Mending Fences, stay pumped, be on the hunt on the inside. Getting Euchred, big nipper on the outside odds on Selenium. Lola's Sunshine, Melia Fromage, and Charlotte Station from the second tier. It is a field of 9 for the 5th race. 5th race on a soggy Wednesday night as we are gathered at the river. Field is at the start of the rough, and odds on Selenium is going to leave out well with Beyond the Hunt. Beyond the Hunt getting euchred, and then odds on Selenium and Stay Pumped is on the inside. Then Big Nipper, Milieu Fromage, and then it is back to Mending Fences. Then Charlotte Station is 8th right now. Lola's Sunshine is trailing Beyond the Hunt at 7-1. Hunted for the early lead and got it, and getting euchred is filling the pocket. Racing third is Stay Pumped, and then Milieu Fromage is up and driving on the outside right now, and is working first over against Beyond the Hunt, and getting euchred is enjoying the view in the pocket, and racing position fourth is Stay Pumped, and then Big Nipper, and then it's back to odds on Selenium and Mending Fences, and Charlotte Station has stepped out from 8th now, and then Lola's Sunshine. Opening quarter was 27. They head up towards the half, and Beyond the Hunt leads as they race their way into the backstretch. Beyond the Hunt is being hunted by Milieu Fromage on the outside, getting euchred on the inside, and then Stay Pumped is on the pylons fourth, and Big Nipper is fifth, and the half was 56-1. Sixth is odds on Selenium. Charlotte Station has just 2 beaten, and they are Mending Fences and Lola's Sunshine, but Beyond the Hunt continues on for Jason Ryan. Beyond the Hunt getting euchred is racing second. Big Nipper backing away Milieu Fromage, and on the inside Stay Pumped and gaining ground 3 wide. Charlotte Station is coming now, and it is Beyond the Hunt, and racing second. Big Nipper getting euchred is still there in the pocket. Stay Pumped is wheeled out, and then Milieu Fromage and Charlotte Station is carried out 4 wide. They turn for home off 3/4 125-2. Beyond the Hunt is trying to hold on to the lead. Big Nipper as they come on down the stretch drive, getting euchred up the inside, and flying late is Charlotte Station. They're all there as they come to the finish, but up the inside it is getting euchred who's got the cards late, and then Charlotte Station with Big Nipper getting euchred got a trip, and then was able to get up the inside, and getting euchred 155-2.
Yeah, nice trip. Patience, right? Patience worked out well there for driver Garrett Rooney. I could have used the 5 Big Nipper. I'll tell you the difference between payoffs. Getting euchred, 20-cent pick 5 pay, $62. Big Nipper was second best, 20-cent pick 5 pay, $228.
Man, oh man. And look, in the pick 5, I had the winner in 4 of the 5 races. I didn't take All-Star Bruiser, who I watched at Flamborough come first up, dropping class from non-winners at 2. Bonehead.
Well, it would have cost you more than $9.60, though, right?
Well, I just could have flipped instead of having 6-1, the 2-year-old, if I'd have paid attention to the memo.
Yeah, you did go too deep in there. That's right.
Oh, yeah, just bonehead. That's all you got to say. Sometimes when you're playing, all that you can think after the race is bonehead.
Oh, that's the worst, when you start thinking about things afterwards. That's one of the toughest parts of the game. Oh, shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah, there's getting euchred, and look, getting euchred certainly was coming in. I mentioned that mile at Clinton was a solid one, finishing second. Garrett Rooney certainly very capable. It was got the trip.
Did get the trip, and the race lived up to its billing. We called it wide open. I mean, when they made the swing for home, they were coming from everywhere. I was just hoping the 2 would not beat me on the pick 5 play. The high 5 returns probably going to come back pretty good here. There are some pretty good prices there. Big Nipper, 12-1, second best behind a 3-1 shot, getting euchred on top.
You know who raced outstanding is Charlotte Station.
Came from a long ways back, right?
Just flying on the outside. And look, carried 4 wide on the final turn, which was a winning move earlier tonight. But, I mean, that's not normally a winning plan.
Wherever she is next time, you'll have to have a big circle around her.
But getting euchred had the cards, and Garrett Rooney was able to sit the deuce, and then at the finish was the ace. Getting euchred, 4-5-9-2-3 is the top 5, and it is getting euchred, a 5-year-old Betts Off Bay mare, owned by Ron Thompson, trained by Brent Ballore. Garrett Rooney, the winning driver. G-Money victorious with getting euchred. It's the 7th win this year, 26th lifetime. Might have won 55-2. The fifth race payouts: 4 Getting Euchred, 890, 480, and 350. 5 Big Nipper, 1130 and 610. 9 Charlotte Station, 410. $2 Exactor, $62. Dollar Try, 129.35. 20-cent High Five, 637.91. Dollar Pick 3, 114.20. Dollar Pick 4, 183.95. Dollar Pick 5, 313.45. Fifth race, so we're finished from the top. 845-127-963. That's 845-127-963 on the bottom.
I'm Natasha Day. I train and drive harness racing horses at London, Ontario. These are my main products that I use in my racehorse barn that are all Omega Alpha, the Biotic 8, the Immune Plus, the Anti-Flam, which is great for the horses after they've had a hard day racing. The Biotic 8, I swear by it. Get all the dapples out, gets the old coat out, gets everything pumping and moving and makes the shine really come out.
Field on Post Parade. 1 is Drink Up Muchacho, Jason Ryan for Tyler Moore. Number 2 is Night Wash, Nick Boyd for Robert Kyle Fellows and Nurko Sifakolovic. Number 3 is Larjan Lonnie, Lauren House for Patrick Bissett and Larry Lane. Four is Healy Pass, Brady Legacy for Dan Legacy and Bill Donovan and Don Murphy. Number 6 is Cattle Crush, Austin Torrey for Kevin Stevens and Nicole Loeffler. Number 7, Liquor Talkin', Garrett Rooney for Angela Carroll and Namdak Farms. And the 8 and 9 are scratched. 3 scratches, 5, 8, and 9 are out. So let's go to number 3, Larjan Lonnie, Sugar. One that's already knocking at the door. 2 starts. Look at that first one at Sarnia. Made an early break, and yet from way off the pace managed to be just beaten 3/4, and then the next time out, beaten 3/4 of a length for second as well.
Yeah, and the next time out, right, she has to make sure, or he has to make sure he gets a clean line in. It's a full field of 2-year-olds here, so we have no problem backing number 3, Larjan Loney. It's a son of Cattle Wash. Products of a London Classic yearling sale. Lots of Cattle Washes going through the ring this fall.
Yeah, this one was just $12,000, so certainly off to a good start. Looks like it might be a good $12,000 purchase. And number 1, Drink Up Muchacho, trailer post, was able to come on late and finish at 4th. But Drink Up Muchacho also had a really good second here, beating just half a length from post 1, August the 27th.
Yeah, and plus gets away from a trailing spot now too, right? So Could be one to consider here. Liking the chances. Pottermore Train, Jason Ryan, driven. Drink Up Muchacho. Worth a look with the nose going back on gate.
Number 6, Cattle Crush. You got a crush on the cattle washes, and this is one that was a London Classic yearling sale of $34,000.
Right on. Cattle Crush in from Rito has been at Grand River Raceway. You have to go back to late June and into July. Well, it went over to Three Rivers and Rito and found a bit of form there. The latest is an improvement, back half 58-1 for a trip in 57-4. Austin Sori going on board for new trainer Kevin Stevens. There's the angle.
Yep, Liquor Talkin' is the next one to get a look at. You get Garrett Rooney and Angela Carroll. That's a strong connection. And look, this is one that was doing some good talking at the end of the mile, 27-3 final quarter to come from 6th to 3rd.
Right now, looks like they're just kind of learning this one as he goes along. Does have some X's throughout the program lines. There's zero gate speed by the look of it. At least that's the way it looks on paper. Garrett Rooney on board. Worth a look. It's a short field of 6. Anytime I see some good closing speed and you get a shortened up field, I think you got to like the closers even more.
It's interesting that we both have top 4 here. The 3 scratches were not any of the ones that we chose. 5, 8, and 9 are out. But I go 3, 2, 4, 1. So we covered the field. The 2 Night Wash is one that I think off that last race here, battling first up and actually being parked to pass the half. I shouldn't say first up, was parked at the quarter, at the half, and just kept on coming. I love the start of Night Wash, and I think if this one gets off the gate the way he did 2 stars back, I think Nick Boyd's got a good chance. Robert Kyle Fellows in search of breaking that tie for the training title.
Yeah, more than capable. Fellows picks up the training duties. It is a trainer change. Craig Barr still down on the ownership line. He was training, but moves it over to Kyle Fellows. So maybe we see a little more from this one tonight. 5-2 price player.
And what are we going to make of Healy Pass? This is one that was entered into a grassroots September 9th at Mohawk, but scratch vet 6, so hasn't raced since the end of August at Lexington. You do see a 53-2 third at Lexington. That's a fast track, but Healy Pass is, the fans have passed a bit, 8-1.
Yeah, I find this one a tough task for Healy Pass in this one. I want to see him once.
I think this is one that you want to pass and watch and see if what's there. But you look down on the program and you do say, yeah, I know, I'm thinking about it. Then you end up passing. Well, the fans did pass for the most part. Is the morning line favorite, so interesting. And yet the money is Larjon Lonnie, the one we both go on top here. And, we'll see how it unfolds. It is a field of 6. It is 2-year-olds, Colts and Geldings on the pace. It's a field of 6 for race number 6. Field is at the start and they're off, and Healy Pass will leave with Night Wash. Night Wash blasts out. And then racing on the inside, Drink Up Muchacho, Larjon Lonnie. Then it is Healy Pass, and then Liquor Talkin' and Cattle Crush. And Night Wash with the lead, but now pressing on the outside is Larjon Lonnie. And Larjon Lonnie wants to come on now and grab the front and is able to do so. Larjon Lonnie and Lauren House driven aggressively up to grab the lead. Night Wash racing second. Drink Up Muchacho is third. And then it is Healy Pass, Cattle Crush, Liquor Talkin'. And they race on past that opening quarter, 27-3. And the field heads on up towards the half. And it is Larjon Lonnie in front of Nightwash, who's staying close in the pocket. Drink Up Muchacho is third, about 3.5 from the front, and they work their way up towards the half. Fourth is Healy Pass, and then Liquor Talkin' and Cattle Crush on past the half. 57-second halftime. Larjon Lonnie 1-2 on the board. Nightwash is keeping a watch on Larjon Lonnie. Healy Pass is past to Drink Up Muchacho to take over third. Then Liquor Talkin' and Cattle Crush, and it is Larjon Lonnie who leads as they race on to three quarters. Nightwash is moving up a little bit closer. Healy Pass on the outside, about 2.5 back. Then Drink Up Muchacho, Liquor Talkin', and Cattle Crush. But it is still Larjon Lonnie on by three quarters in 1:26. Larjon Lonnie. Nightwash is racing second. Healy Pass now has been passed by a couple. Drink Up Muchacho and Liquor Talkin' on down the stretch drive. Larjon Lonnie. Nightwash. Larjon Lonnie is going to win. Nightwash is a game second. Drink Up Muchacho third. Liquor Talkin' fourth. 154-3. Larjon Lonnie, driven aggressively, was heavily bet, and then lived up to that backing sugar.
Yep, Lauren just kind of floating this colt on out of there, and when he was away cleanly, it was time to take command, and after that, he would not be got. What a trip by a 2-year-old Cattle Wash colt, 154-3. Wet conditions for this London Classic Yearling Sale Graduate. That's a big, big mile.
It just keeps bearing repeating is that this track can take water.
100%. What a job of the track crew tonight.
Well, just
keeping
all season,
it together, and yeah,
all season, last year, this year,
yeah.
It just whatever, and also it's got something to do with the design and the drainage and the way it's all set up, because it can it can take a lot of water and just drives on and is certainly fine. And
I remember being down there one evening for qualifiers, and I mean, it poured and it poured before, and got the qualifiers, and then it poured and poured again, and by the end of the night, they might even broke a track record or something that evening. It was crazy.
Yeah, and look, when you look on the program on Larjon Lonnie, this is one that has shown it, was flashed out 3 wide in each of the last couple to come on and finish second from off the pace, and didn't have to worry about being off the pace tonight.
Larry Lane, owner Larry Lane, got to be very happy with that performance, and sitting on a very nice colt here. I'll look forward to seeing this one in London.
$12,000 yearling purchase at the London Classic Yearling Sale. Bears watching. When's that sale start?
You know what? Viewing day is Thanksgiving, October 13th. Sale days are the 14th and 15th of October. Come see us.
Get yourself a Larjon Lonnie for next year. And back in front of us, there is Larjon Lonnie, a 2-year-old Cattle Wash Bay colt. Larry Lane of Godrich is the owner. Patrick Bissett, the trainer. Lauren House takes it to the house with Larjon Lonnie. It's the first win for Larjon Lonnie in 3 starts. 154-3. The 6th race, number 3, Larjon Lonnie, $3 to 30, 210, 2 Nightwash, 290, 210, 1 Drink Up Muchacho, 220, $2 exactor is $640, $1 try, $505, $1 super, $16.65, 20-cent super is $3.33. Sixth race order of finish. From the top, 3, 2, 1, 6 scratch, 5, 4 double scratch. That's 3, 2, 1, 6 scratch, 5, 4 double scratch.
I'm Natasha Day. I train and drive harness racing horses at London, Ontario. These are my main products that I use in my racehorse barn that are all Omega Alpha, the Biotic 8, the Immune Plus, the Anti-Flam, which is great for the horses after they've had a hard day racing. The Biotic 8, I swear by it. Get all the dapples out, gets the old coat out, gets everything pumping and moving and makes the shine really come out.
Field for the 7th on parade. 1, Salzburg Gunner, Daryl Thiessen for Gary Murner and Brendan Chireau. Number 2 is up front, BB. Jason Ryan for David Holiday and Ben Holiday. Number 3 is Country Christ. George Ketros drives and trains and owns.
Going to the 5. 5's up.
5 is Irish Dally. Anthony Hahn for Corey Fuller and Jim Wilson. Number 6, Chase the Cheddar. Sammy Fillier for Cassidy Schneider and Colonel Schneider Jr. Number 7, Ethereum Party. Jay Harris for Jacob Roberts and Steve Adams. And for Harbor Light Jimmy, Damian McClellan for Kyle Bossens and Ralph Jardine. Field of 7, race number 7. Let's get a look at this field. And Sugar, 2 races ago, you didn't get the memo on Ethereum Party, but I think you've got the memo now.
Yeah, he's the real deal. This is the best form we've ever seen from this son of Stag Party. Outside post doesn't bother me. Shouldn't bother him. I mean, post 7 last time out where he circled them on the wide side, 53-1. I don't know if there'd be a horse. Maybe back on the track record day, industry day, we'd see some back halves in 54. But other than that, Ethereum Party is likely the only one. And I mean, he's back to back halves in the late stages there, 54 and change. Just he's really come to his own now. Yeah.
Well, he heard you 2 races ago doubt that he could be competitive or win against the field he was in, and he said, I want to make sure Sugar knows that wasn't a one-off, so let me just show him again.
Yeah, I mean, did it quite easy last time. As mentioned, last throughout, wide side, and it was just a swoosh through the stretch. Salzburg Gunner, like the main competition, he was a little bit on a line. You mentioned last time out, just wasn't traveling all that great. If they did some tinkering, expect a bit more from the rail horse tonight.
Yeah, something was wrong, and look, nothing was wrong with this one, September the 10th, and you were all over Salzburg Gunner in that one, and I went to Elsewhere, and you were absolutely right. Went to the front and just took no prisoners. Last race, something amiss, but we'll see if Salzburg Gunner on the inside can get things back going, because he certainly was really impressive two-back.
Yeah, Daryl was kind of fighting him the whole way. I mean, the horse was wanting, I believe, to stay on the inside. I don't know what it was. Just something wasn't right, and it looked awkward throughout the mile. And when he did find some room up the inside late, he did just miss by a neck. Of course, he was a heavy favorite on that occasion, but again, I'm going to hope to see a little more from this one tonight. Maybe more like what he did back when he was sailing coast to coast.
Yeah. You ever drive an old car that needs a front end alignment bad? Man, you have to tug hard in the opposite direction because it's wanting to go one way, and you're wanting to go the other way. Harbor Light, we've all driven old cars. Harbor, yeah.
I drove a horse in Summerside one night. It was a matinee final. And when I scored her down, she was tugging on one line pretty good, and I thought, oh, this is different for her. Well, we get into the race, and I should have went back to the paddock and got a little adjustment, but we get into the race. She run in the first turn. She got back down pacing, but she was on the line all the way around the whole mile. I had to stay inside. There's no way I could have her drift out. Finished second best, but that was a learning experience. So when they don't feel right scoring down, you bring them back to the paddock.
Well, the horse is probably smart. He said, if I go to the right, then I have to go faster. Why don't I just stay to the left, and then it'll be easier for me? How about Harbor Light?
Saving trick. Yeah.
How about Harbor Light Jimmy? Nothing wrong with the recent form.
Yeah, he's a pretty good check getter, right? All throughout the program lines, getting checks. Does have a victory, 3 back, and a nice one too. 55-1. Like best. They'll have to find another second or two, though, to go with the 1 and 7 here.
And the Rodney Dangerfield of this field is Country Grace. Just never gets any respect and was good last time out, and still 18-1.
I liked him that last start. I was watching that race. A friend of the show, David from Michigan, had Aaron Wood, Big Mac in there. Beaten favorite on that occasion. They weren't going to beat Belmont Blazer, but you know what? George Kittredge showed some early speed, and he protected his inside lane. And Country Grace, if he wants to do that same tactic here this evening, could find a spot in try and superfecta.
Well, look at the horses he's in against. Belmont Blazer has come back to win and actually won that last start. Aaron Wood, Big Mac. And when we saw this one here was racing well. But that was the non-winners at 3 and 4 at Flamborough. Now drops 11. We already saw that class drop for Paul McKenzie earlier this evening. Beware of Country Grace. It's a field of 7. By the way, beware of Ethereum Party. Ethereum Party is just outstanding, and everybody knows it now. It's a field of 7 for the 7th. They're into the backstretch. Field of 7 for race number 7. There at the start of the rough, and in the center of the track, Country Grace is going to leave with Salzburg Gunner, and on the outside, Ethereum Party, but it's Salzburg Gunner. Guns out for Daryl Thiessen to get the lead. Ethereum Party pressing from the outside now is going to drive by the pocket. He's got a little hippie hop to his step and is moving on the outside, though. And then it is up front BB. Then it is well back Country Grace, Harborlight Jimmy, Irish Dally, and Chase the Cheddar. Salzburg Gunner on the inside. Ethereum Party is moving up on the outside, and Ethereum Party now is going to come on and grab the lead. Ethereum Party and Jay Harris is on top as they race on past us 1-9 on the board. Racing second, Salzburg Gunner. Up front, BB is well back of being up front, is third, and is in front of Country Grace, and then Irish Dally Chase the Cheddar as they work their way around the turn and into the backstretch. The opening quarter of 27-2. The half was 55 as Ethereum Party came on to grab the lead. Ethereum Party leads it by 3. Salzburg Gunner, the only one, wants to stay close to him. And then third is Irish Dally. Then it's Country Grace and Harborlight Jimmy as the field hustles their way on by the 3/4 and Chase the Cheddar. And then it is Irish Dally trailing the field. And they race their way on by the 3/4 mile marker. Ethereum Party has the front. Salzburg Gunners racing second. Up front, BB third. And fourth is Country Grace and then Harborlight Jimmy. But Ethereum Party is much more than a bit player. It's Ethereum Party cruising on down the stretch drive. Off track? What off track? Ethereum Party just is got it pedal to the metal to the finish. Ethereum Party is going to win this one. Up front, BB is going to be a second, and then it was a Country Grace and Salzburg Gunner. But Ethereum Party, that's what you call a fine animal.
Oh, he's all right, eh? He is certainly on a roll right now.
151-4. How about that?
Oh my, oh my. That is a big, big mile on a soggy night at the river. What else can I say? A little bumpy, you mentioned, going to the quarter, was parking through that opening quarter mile.
Yeah,
where are you going to see him next?
Yeah, half of 55 because that second split when he came on, and then 123-1 and 151-4. I was talking to the judges earlier about that they're allowing a second and thinking, I don't know, man, this track, you really got to allow a second? It's awfully hard to list a track as good and 0, though.
Yeah, pretty much, right? That's what they're listing it at. It is good, rated good, Gary?
Yeah, rated good, not even fast. Well, you know, I think Ethereum Party says, nah, I think the track's fast.
He kind of likes it. He's taken a liking to the river, yeah. But now he's got to find another track to show up at. Now, like I said, where is he going to go next?
You know who disagrees is all the other horses in the field because they weren't close to him.
Oh, it was double-digit lengths, had to be.
Yeah, they said it fast for him, but it wasn't fast for us.
Oh, it was too easy for him. I mean, what they go for, $9,500 in purse money, just a wicked training mile for cash.
4-1, 2 starts back, winner here by multiple lengths. Almost 6-1 last time out, a winner from way off the pace. Yeah, the fans got the memo, 1-9.
Well, you got a 1-9 onto the longest shot in the board, so it helps out for the exactor. Try and superfect it in that one. You're not going to get much of a win price, but the exotics are going to come back pretty good here.
Yeah, and Country Grace was, okay, third, but nobody was catching Ethereum Party. This thing was just on fire. Ethereum Party, 4-year-old Stag Party Bay, gelded by Steve Adams and Jacob Roberts. Jacob's also the trainer. Jay Harris, the winning driver. 6th win on the season. 3rd in a row for Ethereum Party. And the 7th win lifetime. Mile of 151-4. Seventh race payouts. 7 Ethereum Party, 230, 210, 210. 2 upfront BB, $15, $66. And 3 Country Grace, $2.90. $2 Exactor, $36. Dollar Try, $47.05. Dollar Super, $114.05. 20-cent Super, $22.81. Seventh race, order of finish from the top. 4, 2, 3, 5, 7, 6, 1. That's 4, 2, 3, 5, 7, 6, 1. Field on post parade for the 8th. 1 Red Dirt Hotshot semi-filia for Jacob Roberts and Russ Ellis. Number 2 Muna, Jay Harris for Cassidy Schneider and Colonel Schneider Jr. Number 3 Ultra, Garrett Rooney for John Curran. 4 is Page Rock Scissors, Paul McKenzie for Michael Patterson. Number 5, JS Bet This Lady, Austin Surrey for Rafael Barras and Ron Dobes and Charles Gazzola. Number 7, Rambaran Rose, Nick Boyd for Pat Rillo and Stephanie DiPietro and Don Carswell and Henry Vertoli. There is 6 Red Trans Am, Daryl Thiessen for Brett Lester and Rebecca Williamson. And number 8 is Here's the Thing, Jason Ryan for Kevin Stevens and Nicole Loeffler. Field of 8, race number 8. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, it's the bottom level 8,000 claimers, winners under. And, well, JS Bet This Lady's getting all the love. And one of 3 horses that come in off of a good last race. But there's not a lot of total form in this field. In fact, of this entire field, only 6 total wins on the season combined with the field. And, well, JS Bet This Lady has one of those 6.
Yeah, it's been a while for many hitting the winner's circle. Odds-on status for JS Bet This Lady. She just missed last time out. She was very ambitious in the early going, right on the bit here. Austin Sorry, we know, likes to send them, leaving right behind the car. We see her being pointed once again.
Yep, Jules Diamond Eyes, I remember that one. Got up the passing lane just to get the job done. I called my shot there. Once in a while I get one right. JS Bet This Lady, though, I think the one you got to back in here, although usually one of my favorite plays when you get to this bottom class, throw out the favorite and box the next 3 or 4 and see if you can score yourself box cars because, look, you don't get any form. It's got to
be like top 3, though.
Yeah.
Got to be top 3.
Yeah, it's just sometimes in this bottom class, they earn their way in by not being consistent also. Number 1, Red Dirt Hotshot is one that, only 4th in each of the last couple, but at least was a closing ground and was competitive.
I was going to expect a little more tonight. It's been 4th in each of her latest 2. Just, I don't know what we're going to get. Sammy Filion on board for Jacob Roberts. 5-2. 5-1 last time against Similar. So the early money has come for this one. Maybe she's going to show us more tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. And Rambaran Rose is one that actually that last start finished right behind JS Bet This Lady. That was post 7 last time out. One that was really good last year, not quite as good this year.
Her best chance at a top 3 finish here is to be sent out close for the lead. If Nick Stewart can get her interested early, likely to be sticking around late here.
Page Rock Scissors, just 1 win in the past 35 starts, but the last 3 starts has a couple of thirds. At least can be used on the ticket. Gets a better post tonight, too.
Yeah, I wouldn't say she's a must-play, but what's left in this field, she could probably beat a few of them in here to find her way onto the high 5.
After you get past the first few, the pickings get kind of slim. And you decided to go to the outside with number 8, Here's the Thing. And, well, here's the thing. Finished 4th in Hanover 2 starts back. And actually, last time out, raced well early, tired a little bit in the late going, but it was a mile of 56. So Here's the Thing. And Jason Ryan, we'll see what he can do. This is one that Tom Smith had been driving last time out, was picked up a catch driver, and then now Jason Ryan.
I think I'm going to call this one my upset special. Number 8, Here's the Thing. 27-2 to the quarter in the latest to sit up close. I went back to look at the replay. You know, she was in pretty snug there. They did go 54-4. She did pace 56. Her back quarter was 29-1, which is one of the quickest final quarters on the page. It is the quickest final quarter
Second
on the
start,
page in any recent start. So give this one a big look. If you're looking for a bomber late, this is it. Number 8. Here's the thing at 35-1.
Second start, Kevin Stevens. Damien McClellan drove last
Right?
out. Before that had been with Julie Walker. So here's the thing. A long bomb.
Let's
and
go.
We'll see if JS Bet This Lady can live up to the favorite status in this bottom class. It's a field of 8, and it is race number 8, the final dash on a soggy Wednesday night as they're wending their way towards the start. Field 4, race number 8 is at the start of the off, and JS Bet This Lady, Red Dirt Hot Shot, shot out from the inside. JS Bet This Lady is out well. Moon is third. Here's the thing, is traveling on the outside fourth, then it is back to Ultra, Ram Baron Rose, Page Rock Scissors, and Red Trans Am, but JS Bet This Lady has come on to get the lead, 1-5 on the board. Red Dirt Hot Shot is second, and they work their way on around the turn, and then third in line is Muna, and here's the thing, has a seat on the inside, and then it is Ram Baron Rose, and they work their way off the turn. They come on towards us, and it is JS Bet This Lady, Red Dirt Hot Shot, the first two as they race past us, and then Muna, and then it is Here's the Thing, who travels in front of Ram Baron Rose and Ultra, and then Page Rock Scissors and Red Trans Am, and they work their way up towards the half, but right now JS Bet This Lady freewheeling it on top. No challengers. Racing second, Red Dirt Hot Shot is about 2 back. Muna is third on past the half, and Here's the Thing racing fourth, and then Ram Baron Rose and Page Rock Scissors and Ultra, and then Red Trans Am. But JS Bet This Lady for now is living up to that 1-5 billing. The front two have separation on the rest of the field. Red Dirt Hot Shot is staying on the back of JS Bet This Lady, hoping to mount a late rally. And then Muna is third. Ram Baron Rose, and Here's the Thing, Page Rock Scissors, and Red Trans Am, and it is JS Bet This Lady. Now Muna has popped out from third. Red Dirt Hotshot has also stepped out in pursuit of JS Bet This Lady as they race for home now, past 3/4 and on down the stretch drive. JS Bet This Lady, Red Dirt Hotshot, and Muna. JS Bet This Lady and Muna. JS Bet This Lady wins it. Muna was second, then Red Dirt Hotshot, Ram Baron Rose, and Page Rock Scissors. It is JS Bet This Lady, the heavy favorite in the final dash, who was able to blast to the front and then make every call of winning one sugar.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, just bottom out the field. That was the game plan, and it worked to perfection there. Austin Sorey putting her on the lead where she had to be. Nice victory for her, and like you can count up her victories this season now. She's got a pair of them, matching Muna, who was second best in there.
Yeah, Muna should be a price because this is one that was coming in off of a 7th and an 8th, and
yeah, looking at it, 15-1 is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and look,
yeah,
I mentioned throwing out the favor, but it's awfully tough to do in there because that was the only one that really showed outstanding form off the last race. The others had some thirds and stuff, but it was JS Bet This Lady. Had to work a little bit in the stretch, but still, they didn't get to within 2 lengths of JS Bet This Lady at the finish.
They weren't going to beat her. I mean, I like the 5-1-7. I couldn't find Muna in there just because of those last couple of starts. You know, she beat 20 lengths last time out the start. Before that, she made a break and she was distant. So there's no 2 on any of my tickets in there for the high five play.
Well, you got the 4 also, Page Rock Scissors. So look, you gave them 80% of it. They got to do the other 20% on their own.
They had to find Muna.
And listen, that is the end of a racing program, and it was a soggy one. We'll talk to you on Friday, our final dash one more time.
Sounds good. Mandatory payout night at the river.
Oh, let's do some studying. Back in front of us, yes, there's 5 JS Bet This Lady, 5-year-old betting line bay mare, owned by Ron Nobes and Charles Gazzola. Rafael Barassa is the trainer. JS Bet This Lady's second win on the season. and 11th lifetime, victorious in the final dash. Eighth race, payouts 5. JS Bet This Lady, 260, 220, 210. To Mona, 1390, 721. Red Dirt Hot Shot, 250. $2 Exactor, 37.80. Dollar Try, 34.45. Dollar High Five, 265.35. Double of 7 and 5, 290. Dollar Pick 3, 385. Dollar Pick 4, 23.60. Eighth race, so we're finished from the top. 328 51746. That's 328 51746 on the bottom. That concludes the live harness racing program for this Wednesday evening. Our final dash of 2025. Our final race card is coming up this Friday with the first race post time of 6:20 p.m. Buenas noches, amigos. Good night, everybody. Good night, Josie Bean.